Hi, I'm Carl Ross. Welcome to Inspect Mania. Today we're going to discuss a quick and easy SEO strategy that you can use to help move your home inspection website up towards the front of search engines such as like Google, MSN, Yahoo, and some of the others. Now, of course, the benefit of getting more exposure on the front page or near the top is more phone calls and more exposure to your website, which should translate into more sales. And there are a bunch of SEO strategies that you can do to help move your website up. But the one we're going to talk about today has everything to do with backlinking. And for those of you that are not familiar with backlinking, it's essentially when you are able to get another website to put a link on their site that points back to yours. Now, back in the day, and even now, Google placed a huge emphasis on the number of links that were pointing back to your site. So ideally, the more links or the more websites that had links going back to your site, it made it seem that your website was much more favorable. Meaning, if you have a lot of people pointing back to you, then one, your website must be a great resource for information, or you must perhaps be a great service provider and everyone likes using your service. Thus the reason why all these websites are pointing links back to your site. Now, as with any SEO strategy, once people are aware that such a strategy exists, people start to game the system. And so what you had back in the day, you had people, in fact, a brand new industry was created. You had new companies starting up that basically said, hey, we'll get a bunch of links pointing back to your website. You pay us this fee and we'll just place links everywhere. And that was good, provided that these companies were putting links on sites that was related to what you were doing or relevant. So for example, if you are a home inspector, a quality link would be a local real estate agent recommending your service. So they may put a link on their website saying, here's the home inspector guy that I recommend. Now, a bad quality link would be a site in China that sells fortune cookies, putting a link on their site to your home inspection website. There's no relevancy there, and that would be a bad quality link. So, of course, Google being Google, they updated their algorithm, they updated their system, and they started saying any bad quality links pointing back to such and such sites, we're going to throw them out of our system. And so a lot of companies or websites that were at the front pages of Google some years ago got thrown out or sandboxed out of Google altogether. And, so during that time, a lot of people just got scared of putting links out, but still quality links is a very important role in how well you rank. And so I'm going to start you off with some good quality links that you can start building for yourself right now that will help you move towards the front of the search engines, and while at the same time giving you credibility as it relates to local users relying on the recommendations of these companies. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Sorry I was long-winded, but I just want to kind of explain how this worked. So right now we're just going to talk about different places where you can get links back to your website that are quality. And the first one here, of course, is your local chamber of commerce. Now, every town or county or community generally have the local chamber of commerce. Lots of local people rely on the recommendations of their local chamber of commerce. And, so I would suggest you become a member. Pay the fee. Generally, you pay an annual fee. And as a member, they will generally list you on their website. And getting a link back to your website from a chamber of commerce carries a lot of weight as it relates to what these search engines determine valuable. Chamber of Commerce, I'd highly recommend it. And if you already are a member, find out how you can get your website listed there. Again, the name of the game is the more quality links you have pointing back to your website, it's going to help you. Again, they need to be relevant. You don't want to be hooking up with the local 7-Eleven, asking them for a link back to your site. It's irrelevant. Now, although the Chamber of Commerce has nothing to do with real estate, it is considered an authority by many of the search engines. It's an authoritative site. So if you can get us a link back from a site like that, that's considered an authority, then you're great. Another site or organization that has the authoritative weight is the BBB, although I think it's the biggest scam in the history of mankind. But a lot of people put a lot of significance on on how the local BBB will rate your company. If it has an F or D rating, a lot of people, again, they take what they say as gospel. So if you're not a member of the BBB, I'd encourage you, again, to go ahead and pay that money, get that membership, and so that way they can link back to your website. Also, another benefit is, of course, you get to put that BBB seal on your website. And again, that's just another third-party organization that's basically weighing in and say, okay, these guys are legitimate. If there were any complaints against this company, these folks typically will solve them or resolve them. That's basically what the BBB is saying. And again, it's an authoritative site and it's recognized as such, and a link back from them carries a lot of weight. And again, if you can get more highly authoritative links coming back to your site than your competitors, that's going to help move you up along the ranks. And again, there's a bunch of SEO strategies out there. This is one of many. Backlinks is a very important one. Another thing you can do, write up press releases. Again, a lot of your local newspapers they're always looking for content to put in the paper. And if you go through the newspaper, there's generally different sections of the paper. You have your business section, you have your politics section, you have your comics, you have your real estate, you have your home and gardening type sections. And it may be beneficial to you just to go ahead and write up a press release. And that's something that we can do for you as well if you don't want to do it. But you submit these press releases to your local community town newspapers. In our town, we have monthly magazines as it relates to the county that goes out. And again, you can submit press releases to these organizations, these papers, these magazines. And if they write you up, you get that link from the article that they would typically put on the website. And you also get to take a copy of that article and you can put it on your website and say, hey, we were also featured in this magazine or this newspaper or this publication. And when you become published, people look at you as an authority. So again, the press release will help you in gaining some third-party credibility. So press releases, that's another way to get another link coming back to your site. Associations. If you're not part of an association, I'd recommend you get involved with one, particularly for home inspectors. You have InterNACHI, you have ASHI, you have NAHI, and there's several others. And also your local inspection associations as well. When you become a member, generally a lot of these associations will have directories whereby you can get links pointing back to your site. There are also some other home inspection directories. I didn't put them here in this slide. Some national directories, some local directories. Again, it's worthy to go ahead and pay the fee to get in those directories so that and it's not really to make getting in those directories is not really for you to get a bunch of leads, although you will get some over the course of the year, but having the link pointing back to you is worth the price of admission. Just that extra link, it could end up getting you an extra 5 inspections a year. It may get you 10 inspections a year if you are able to generate leads from some of those directories. And I'll include those directories underneath the video because I did not include them here in this slide. So look up your local, check out your membership benefits. Make sure that you're not missing out on any. And if you're part of multiple associations, inspection associations, then make sure you get listed in each of their directories. Sometimes they'll list the directory of all their members. Social media profiles. This is a big one as well. If you're running a business Facebook page, not your personal Facebook, but if you're running a business Facebook page, and also if you have a Twitter account for your business, a YouTube account, a LinkedIn account, you should have a link back pointing back to your website from each social media profile. doesn't cost you any money. And again, the value of having those links pointing back to your website are priceless. More links, more quality links from more authoritative type websites, the better position you're going to get over your competitors. Local directories, I talked briefly about that earlier, but looking at yellow pages, I don't know if you notice, but when you start doing searches for home inspections, a lot of these local directories are showing up on the front page. So this is just another way to make sure you get that exposure, particularly the yellow pages. Check those out. Check those guys out. Get listed there. Bing, Yahoo Local, you can get listed there. Manta, City Search, Super Pages, Google My Business, Angie's List, etc. You need to get in these directories. And we have access to, we can get you listed in 50 plus directories. And if you don't want to submit, we can submit. The thing you need to make sure is that your company name, your phone number, your address appears the same way, 100% identical across all the directories. And again, we have a service where we can do this for you. So if you don't want to do it, we can take care of it for you. And again, it's important. A lot of people are using their mobile devices to look for, let me put it this way, 60% of searches, particularly with Google, are happening from mobile devices. And a lot of these mobile devices are pulling search results from a variety of directories, just like the ones you see here. And Google is giving preference to sites as well that are mobile friendly or mobile responsive. So if your site is not a mobile responsive site, you're going to get tossed to the back. And they're going to pull mobile friendly websites to the front because they want the user that's searching from their mobile device to have the best possible experience when clicking on one of the search results. They don't want people sliding from left to right, up and down, and all of that nonsense. So get in these directories, because a lot of people's mobile devices default to several of these directories or pull from these directories. And if you're not there, you're not going to get found. Sponsorship opportunities. Again, sometimes you have to buy your way in. There are local events. There are local magazines that you can advertise in, pay a monthly fee to get listed. For example, there's a local newspaper that has an online presence, and for about $100 a month, we can get an ad on their website that points back to our website. And a link coming back from a news organization carries heavy weight, and it's worth $100 for us. So think about that. Think of different places locally. Are there local real estate magazines that are online that you can advertise with? Perhaps can you get onto a local radio show? Some of these radio hosts over the weekend will charge you a fee. They may charge you a few $100s, and you can come on and get interviewed about your home inspection service. And the beauty about that is you can use that clip, put it on your website to help establish your authority. And oftentimes these same hosts will put a bio about your company on their website, along with a link back to your website, kind of as a way of them introducing the upcoming segment or the upcoming show as it relates to interviewing you. So sometimes you might have to buy your way in. There are a lot of opportunities to do that in your local community. Again, that's something we can help you out with in searching for in your area. Real estate buddies. Again, if you have some real estate agents that you do a lot of work with, many of them will have their own website. Ask them to post a link to your website. Have them list you as a recommended provider or recommended service provider on their website. And they may also ask you to put a link on their website and vice versa. So be willing to reciprocate and share and swap back and forth. So reach out to some of your real estate professionals and see what can happen. Again, this is one strategy, SEO strategy, backlinking, and it's a major one. And it's one that you can get an advantage over your competitors, because most people are not going to do this. This is a lot of work for them, and they just don't want to do it. So get that extra edge, and backlinks still play a major role in how well you rank. Now, I understand finding quality links, it takes a little creativity and some time. But as I said earlier, it can provide great value in helping you rank high in the search engines, and not just one, but Google, Yahoo, Bing, etc. So if you need help getting your website ranked in local search, and you need help converting those visitors into paying clients, give us a call. We can help you. Now, there are a lot of little things that need to be done consistently and on a regular basis. We have been working and helping home inspectors get more phone calls, and we've been helping these guys get ranked high in the search engine. So if you need some help, visit our website at www.inspectmania.com. We can give you a free report analysis of your website, let you know where you're at, and give you an idea of where we can get you. So if you need more calls, need more business, get on over there to inspectmania.com, fill out the free consultation form, and we'll follow up with you. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. If you have questions, feel free to post them below, and we'll get right back to you straight away.